everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new and you've never seen any of my videos, just welcome. In my previous video, we discussed how the Disney Channel was founded, the programs that first aired on the network, how it went from a premium channel to basic cable, and its 1997 relaunch as just Disney Channel. At the end of that video, I discussed how with its relaunch, Disney Channel was divided into the Zoog, Vault, and Playhouse Disney segments. In this video, a continuation of the essay I started in the last video, I'm going to go on with the evolution of its channel since its relaunch up until now in 2021. 4 months after Disney Channel's relaunch, its premiere films were officially replaced with the slate of made-for-TV movies we all know and love today, Disney Channel Original Movies, or DCOMs. It was on this day that the film Northern Lights aired, but the first official DCOM is considered to be Under Wraps. This film, which premiered on October 25th, 1997, is about 3 12-year-olds who discover a mummy in a supposedly dead man's house. And when it comes to life, they name the mummy Harold. It's up to these kids to get Harold back to his sarcophagus before he ceases to exist. The last 3 years of the decade, century, and millennium brought with it other early DCOM hits such as Brink, Xenon Girl of the 21st Century, The 13th Year, Smart House, and Horse Sense. By the turn of the millennium, Disney Channel was starting to require any cable service who provided Disney Channel as a premium channel to move the channel to its basic channel tiers. This aided in the popularization of the new millennium's early TV hits, like Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens, and Kim Possible. Around 2002, the Zoog trend of alien-like characters that served as the theme for its namesake block fell out of fashion. With this, the Zoog and Vault blocks were done away with. Not only this, but Disney Channel underwent yet another logo change. Disney Channel shows had to follow a rule by which each one was only allowed to make and air 65 episodes. But after That's So Raven aired in 2003, the popular series about the psychic teenager would go on to become Disney Channel's highest-rated show since it switched to basic cable, and break the 65-episode rule by garnering 100 episodes in its 3-year run. The first decade of the millennium saw many popular DCOMs as well, including the first musical DCOM, The Cheetah Girls. Based on a series of novels by Deborah Gregory, The Cheetah Girls is all about the titular singing group, consisting of Galleria Garibaldi, Chanel Simmons, Aqua Walker, and Dorinda Thomas, navigating their teenage years in Manhattan, New York, as they strive to make their dreams of musical superstardom come true amid a wide variety of personal and group struggles. The 2003 film spawned 2 sequels. In its first of these, 2006's The Cheetah Girls 2, the titular girl group struts their way to Barcelona, Spain. 2 years later, the group was reduced down to 3 when Raven Simone, who played Galleria, left to pursue her solo career. The characters this trio played take a movie opportunity in India in the 3rd movie of the series, The Cheetah Girls One World. The next series of musical DCOMs would be what is known today as one of Disney Channel's most popular and successful franchises, High School Musical. Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens played East High basketball star Troy Bolton and transfer genius Gabriela Montez, respectively. Just before going back to school after their winter break, the 2 teens are drafted into singing karaoke during a chance meeting at a ski lodge. Against the expectations and wishes of their respective cliques at East High, Troy and Gabriella accidentally audition for East High's winter musical, Twinkletown. Just like the Cheetah Girls, High School Musical became so popular that within a year and a half, it had spawned a sequel. High School Musical 2. When the film premiered on August 17, 2007, it generated 17 million views, breaking the DCOM record of 10 million. To date, this number remains Disney Channel's initial release viewership record. In this sequel, everyone we met in High School Musical is off on summer vacation, during which they take jobs at Ryan and Sharpay's country club, Lava Springs. As Troy begins to worry more and more about his future, Sharpay, who is pursuing Troy, uses this to her advantage, not only to get closer to him, but to stop her newly employed classmates from participating in the Lava Springs Midsummer Night's talent show. As Troy gets more and more obsessed with making his future the best it can be, he must ultimately decide what's more important, that or his friendships and relationship. The third movie of this series, High School Musical 3 Senior Year, was released theatrically on October 24, 2008. Hence its title. This movie is all about the final semester of the East High characters we spent time with over the past two movies as they reflect on the past, try to make it through the present, and get ready for their futures. Continuing with the trend of the DCOM musical was 2008's Camp Rock. Talented, aspiring singer Mitchie Torres, played by Demi Lovato, wants to attend the popular and pricey titular music camp. Despite her family's financial status, Mitchie ends up able to attend when her mother's catering business is selected to serve the food. While at camp, Mitchie meets aspiring music producer Caitlin Geller, played by Allison Stoner, and TJ Tyler's daughter Tess, played by Megan Jett Martin, along with her aspiring cronies Ella and Peggy, played by Anne Maria Perez de Tagle and Jasmine Richards, respectively. Mitchie, feeling she can't compete with these kids' relatively wealthy backgrounds, tries to hide her identity as the cook's daughter, but unfortunately, her secret eventually gets out. When Caitlin and Mitchie are framed by Tess, they are banned from all camp activities until the climactic final jam. 2 years later, a sequel entitled Camp Rock 2: The Final Jam premiered on Disney Channel. The following summer, everyone's back. But this time, they're forced to do what they can to save Camp Rock when a huge competitor called Camp Star opens up across the lake. Shortly after High School Musical started to take the world by storm, came about Hannah Montana, with Disney Channel having gotten the idea for a musical TV series after the enormous commercial success of two musical DCOMs. Respectively, Miley Cyrus and Billy Ray Cyrus played Miley Stewart, a regular teenager living a double life as the show's titular pop star, and her father Robbie, who doubles as her songwriter and manager. Her best friend Lily Truscott, played by Emily Osment, adopts an alter ego of her own as Hannah's agent, Lola Luftnagel. Their guy friend Oliver Oken does so as Mike Stanley III. During the day, Miley struggles with the same things most regular teenagers do, such as crushes, popularity, and academics. But at night, when she puts on a blonde wig and becomes singer, actress, and model Hannah Montana, she deals with a whole different set of struggles that come with being famous. At the beginning of the series, balancing these two things while keeping her secret is quite manageable, if difficult. But as the series progresses, Miley and her friends get older and things get harder. This becomes pretty much impossible for her to do, and by the series finale, Miley is forced to give up her pop star alter ego. Another Disney Channel show that made my childhood, and that of those who grew up at the same time I did, was The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. The title refers to a pair of twins, irresponsible troublemaker Zack and goody two-shoes genius Cody, who reside in a suite at the Tipton Hotel in Boston, where their single mother Carrie Martin performs. Main characters on the show also included London Tipton, the daughter of wealthy hotel owner Mr. Tipton, candy counter worker Maddie Fitzpatrick, and hotel manager Marion Mosby. After That's So Raven and Kim Possible, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was Disney's third show to break the only 65 episodes rule. When The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody ended in 2008 after 3 seasons, a spin-off entitled The Sweet Life on Deck aired on Disney Channel. At this point, the titular twins are well into their adolescence and attend high school at Seven Seas High aboard Mr. Tipton's new cruise liner, the SS Tipton, with London and introducing Debbie Ryan as Bailey Pickett. Around this time, cartoons were still aired on Disney Channel, but they were getting upstaged by the live-action sitcoms of the era. The most notable one of these is definitely Phineas and Ferb, which was the first Disney Channel animated show to be aired in high definition. The show revolves around the titular pair of stepbrothers who make the most of their 104 days of summer vacation by pursuing all kinds of out-there projects and endeavors, while their pet platypus Perry goes undercover as Agent P to stop the evil Dr. Doofenshmirtz and his many innators. At the beginning of the 2010s, shows I watched as a younger kid, like The Sweet Life on Deck and Hannah Montana, were on their tail ends, but new shows and new popular stars were arriving on the scene as well. One of the first of these was Good Luck Charlie, perhaps the first family sitcom and closest thing to Full House since Disney Channel made its transition from a family orientation to a tween demographic. Later that year came Shake It Up, which continued off of the idea of the musical program started by High School Musical and Hannah Montana. While Shake It Up did not enjoy the same kind of commercial success as the two aforementioned programs, it was still quite successful nonetheless, and made stars out of actresses Bella Thorne and Zendaya. 2011 would see the premiere of a movie based on the Phineas and Ferb series entitled Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension, and near the end of that year, yet another musical series, Austin and Ally. By 2012, Disney Channel had been the highest-rated cable channel in the United States for 18 years, beating their competitor Nickelodeon, which formerly held the same status for 17 years. DCOMs that premiered within these past couple of years included, but weren't limited to, Lemonade Mouth, Frenemies, and Let It Shine. In addition to new sitcoms and DCOMs, the early 2010s also saw the beginning of a whole new era of Disney Channel animated cartoons. Shows in this Disney cartoon renaissance would contain many elements that Disney Channel felt would appeal to their demographic of tweens in the 2010s, such as a fresh, innovative style of drawing, among many other things. Examples of these shows include Fish Hooks, Gravity Falls, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and Wander Over Yonder. These were probably the last shows I watched on Disney Channel before I got to high school and started to ditch my primary source of childhood and tweenhood entertainment for more grown-up media. But of course, the network persisted and has actually developed quite a bit ever since. Cartoons like Tangled the series, Big Hero 6 the series, and a reboot of the 80s classic DuckTales would air as I slowly grew out of DC. Speaking of modern updates of past hits, 2014 would see the premiere of Girl Meets World, a spin-off of the 90s sitcom Boy Meets World, this time focusing on the teenage ups and downs of Corey and Topanga Matthews' daughter, Riley, and her best friend, Maya. That same year, Disney Channel would undergo its 4th logo change. The hallmark DCOM of the 2010s was probably the 3 installments of the Descendants series. Even though music isn't at the center of its plot, like in High School Musical or Hannah Montana or Camp Rock, Descendants still follows the trend of the Disney Channel musical program. In this series, Maleficent's daughter Mal, Cruella de Vil's son Carlos, Jafar's son Jay, and the evil queen's daughter Evie, along with all the other villains, have been banished to the Isle of the Lost, a separate isle from the United States of Auradon, where the good guys live. Until the beginning of the first movie, where they're sent to Auradon Preparatory to learn how to be good. While studying at Auradon Prep, these descendants set out to steal the fairy godmother's wand and free their parents from captivity. In the second movie, the Isle of the Lost is now ruled by a whole new set of descendants, including Ursula's daughter Uma, as well as Harry and Gil, the sons of Captain Hook and Gaston, who are not happy about not having been chosen to go to Auradon. With this, a love triangle forms between Ben, the son of Belle and the Beast, Mal, who he's dating at the beginning of the movie, and Uma. Things get really tense in Descendants 3 as Mal, Evie, Carlos, and Jay recruit new villain kids, or VKs, for Auradon Prep. While doing this, Auradon is in danger after the barrier is breached, and it's up to the VKs to save Auradon. In 2016, Disney Channel made its 100th original movie, Adventures in Babysitting, which was a remake of the 1987 classic. The following year saw the premiere of Raven's Home, a spin-off of That's So Raven in which Raven and Chelsea are grown-ups with children of their own. Also premiering that year was Stuck in the Middle and Andy Mack, the latter of which made history as the first Disney Channel show to feature a main character who identifies as LGBTQ, Cyrus Goodman, and the first Disney Channel show geared at Asian Americans. In 2018 came about yet another Disney Channel revival, this time of Bug Juice, the 90s docuseries that documented the American summer camp experience. 2019 marked the beginning of Sydney to the Max, which I plan to make a whole nother video about, and another sitcom called Just Roll With It. In early 2020, Disney Channel stopped airing commercials and promos in the weekday mornings and on weeknights. Not only that, but they also stopped doing the famous wand IDs we're all so familiar with. Only 2 months later, which everyone knows unless you're living under a rock, the novel COVID-19 pandemic took over the world overnight, and live-action sitcoms such as Sydney to the Max were forced to suspend filming. Not only that, but the growth and success of the new streaming service, Disney Plus, led many subscribers away from the cable channel, and in some countries, the channel was shut down altogether. Now it's 2021, and the very famous and huge Walt Disney Company is now 98 years old, and its television channel is now almost 40 years old. It's not much of a secret that Disney Plus has Disney fans ditching the traditional forms of entertainment on which it was originally shown, but that doesn't mean the company, channel, or its reputation is going away. Even though Disney channels are shutting down around the world, I really don't think that popular content commonly associated with Disney Channel is going to go away anytime soon. Who knows? Maybe Disney Plus will just start a brand new chapter for this content and the demographic it's targeted at. Say in the comments, what era of Disney Channel made your childhood? That of your children? What are your favorite programs that it's ever made? Moreover, what topics would you like to see me make video essays on? What skills would you like me to teach you how to do? What writing advice, tips, and tricks do you want? What books do you want me to review in my literary analyses? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll think about it as I grow my channel. See you next time!